Today we're gonna find out what the most comfortable sneakers are in the world right now. Throughout this year, I have tried and tested out so many sneakers in search for the Comfort King. And today I'm gonna show you guys what I've found. So to make this list as comprehensive as possible, I decided to split it up into 3 different categories. The most comfortable hyped sneakers, slip-ons, and overall. Each category has my top 5 picks for a total of 15 pairs. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna crown my #1 top pick for the most comfortable sneaker ever. With that being said, guys, let's hop into my first category, the most comfortable hype sneakers. And coming in at number 5 is the New Balance 2002R. New Balance really prides themselves with making comfortable sneakers and also great quality sneakers. And that is a killer combination to have, and I think the New Balance 2002R is a perfect example of that. Even though I'm holding the most hyped up version of the 2002R, this is the protection pack. There's plenty of ridiculously clean GR colorways. Midsole has New Balance's absorb cushioning, which finds a perfect balance between super soft and squishy and super supportive and stable. Coming in at number 4 is the Yeezy 700 V2. Now, having the Yeezy 700 on this list is no surprise. It's a ridiculously comfortable pair of shoes. The main issue I ran into was whether to put the 700 V1 or the V2s at number 4. However, I do think that the V2 does edge out the V1 just a little bit, as tiny refinements in the upper material just make it slightly more comfortable. Taking the third spot is the Yeezy 350 V2. This should come as no surprise to anybody who has ever tried out the Yeezy 350. The combination of boost in the midsole and this stretchy knit upper just make it an incredible sneaker on foot. It's super cozy, it just slips on and you are ready to go. All day you can wear these things and have no issues. And I still wear them regularly as one of the most comfortable hyped sneakers you can buy. And taking second place is the Nike Sacai LD Waffle. This is a pair of sneakers that at first glance doesn't really look like an incredibly comfortable pair of shoes. It kind of looks like they chose design first and comfort second. However, when you put your foot in these, you will quickly understand why this is one of the most comfortable hype sneakers you can buy. The materials on top are super lightweight and breathable, and as for the cushioning, well, you've got 2 stacks of ridiculously soft and squishy foam underneath your foot. And I tend to pick these things whenever I know I'm gonna be standing up or walking around for a long period of time, because I know I can put my trust in these things to keep me comfortable all day. And the most comfortable hype sneaker that you can buy is the Nike Sacai Vapor Waffle. Listen, I know, I understand, these things look wild, they look crazy, but in terms of comfort, you really cannot get anything more hyped and more comfortable. This sneaker has literally carried me this year. I have worn these things to so many different sneaker events, or whether I'm just traveling up to London to vlog. And I think the key factor to why this is the most comfortable hyped up sneaker you can buy is the inclusion of that ZoomX cushioning right at the top. ZoomX is Nike's flagship cushioning technology, which they use for their most professional marathon running sneakers. All right, heading over to my next category, we've got slip-ons. Coming in at number 5 is the Adidas Adifoam Q. Yes, this has quickly become one of the most controversial sneakers of 2022. We're not going to get into all of the reasons why. Essentially, it's just a sneaker that Adidas created, which looks very similar to a Yeezy sneaker. We'll kind of just leave it there and we'll focus on the comfortability of this sneaker, which is very, very good. The fact that this pair of shoes is a 2-piece construction of a pretty soft foam material, and on top of that, you get a really decently soft inner sock piece. Both of these 2 layers of cushioning create a very, very comfortable experience on foot. Coming in at number 4 is the Merrell Hydro Moc. This is a pair of slip-ons that looks very similar to a pair of Crocs, just slightly crazier. Trust me, for as crazy as these things look, when you put them on foot, you understand why so many people are wearing this pair of shoes. They are ridiculously comfortable, and there's something about the shape of them that just feel like they kind of mold to your foot. Obviously, they're super breathable, easy to chuck on, and just feel great on foot. Coming in at number 3 is, of course, the Yeezy Foam Runner. This is definitely one of the more hyped slip-ons that you can buy, but you cannot argue with how ridiculously comfortable this pair of shoes is. The design is crazy, it is polarizing, there's a lot of things about this pair of shoes which some people have an issue with. The foam these things are created out of is ridiculously soft and feel incredible on foot. Literally, I can wear these things all day and be good to go. And coming in at number 2 is Crocs. Now, the version I have in my hand is the Soleil Bembury Crocs, which dropped this year and are definitely more hyped than regular Crocs, but the fundamentals are pretty much identical. It's got the same super cozy Crocs shape to them, which means your foot has plenty of wiggle room inside, it's extremely breathable, and it's also made made of a very nice and soft foam material. You also get the adjustable strap, which puts these bad boys in sport mode. It is definitely one of the most comfortable slip-ons you can buy. And coming in at number 1 for the most comfortable slip-on shoe is the Yeezy Slide. Listen, I have tried on so many different slides. I've tried on so many different slip-ons and foam shoes, but really nothing comes close to the comfort you get in a pair of Yeezy slides. I'm sure you've heard this over and over again, how people rant and rave about how comfortable this pair of shoes is. It's ridiculously soft foam that just squishes underfoot. I find myself wanting to wear these things so often, not just around the house, but also if I'm just running errands, because they are so ridiculously comfortable. Trust me, if you haven't tried on a pair of these things, just do it with caution because you may never take them off. And that brings me to my final category. It's the overall. These are the most comfortable shoes that you can buy. And coming in at number 5 is the Adidas Ultra Boost. The pair of Ultra Boosts that I personally own and I wear quite a lot is the Adidas Ultra Boost 21. I tried a lot of other Boost style sneakers in order to knock these things off. However, nothing was really more comfortable than just the regular Ultra Boost 21. I mean, you could argue that the 22s are pretty much identical, so either the Ultra Boost 22 or the 21, they're kind of interchangeable at number 5. Again, it's that killer combination of full-length boost and a stretchy knit upper, and that combo is very hard to beat. Coming in at number 4 is the Nike Pegasus 39. These are definitely one of the most comfortable sneakers that Nike offers. They're also pretty affordable, and if you shop around on Nike's website, you can actually find different versions. Like the one I have is particularly the wide version. That gives you a little bit of extra room in the wider toe box, which just makes these things so much more comfortable. The foam underfoot again finds a perfect balance of super squishy and responsive, but firm enough to make sure that you have enough support so you can wear these things all day long. Coming in at number 3 is the Hoka Clifton 8. This is a pair of shoes that I've been wearing for a while now, and I absolutely fell in love with these things. I think they look super cool with this kind of chunky look to the midsole. Obviously, this midsole is stacked with some really solid cushioning. And that cushioning feels absolutely incredible underfoot. This is a great all-round sneaker, whether you're into running or whether you just want a sneaker that you can wear all day long. The Hoka Clifton 8 is insanely comfortable. And coming in at number 2 is the New Balance 1080 V12. This is an incredibly solid pair of shoes. It doesn't just look really good, or at least in my opinion, but it's also incredibly cushioned, and it has some really soft feeling upper materials that are both breathable and super lightweight. And it's got a wide enough base to give you plenty of stability when you're walking around or even running in this pair of shoes. The midsole is made from New Balance's fresh foam, which is super soft and squidgy. You can see when I'm wearing these things how much that midsole compresses when I stand on it. Which brings us to the number 1 spot. The most comfortable sneaker overall is the Nike Invincible Run. This pair of shoes is absolutely insane. It's not just number 1, it is number 1 by a pretty significant margin. These things feel just so different to everything else that I've tried on foot. They are incredibly comfortable. It has a lot to do with this cushioning technology. As you can see by the label, this is Nike's Zoom X. And it's no surprise that they use this Zoom X material in most of their high-performance running shoes. Now, thankfully, they made these sneakers pretty wide, because I think if they made them any more narrow, you would feel pretty unstable walking around in these. But these things do a good job at being wide enough to make you feel a lot more stable walking around. With that being said, that wraps up the list. Let me know your thoughts on it down in the comment section. Thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one. But until then.